Alright, let's get real for a second. How many of you have ever made a decision that you thought was going to be life-changing, only to realize it was a complete disaster? Raise your hand. Don't worry, I can't see you, but I'm guessing at least 90% of you just mentally raise your hand. And the other 10%? You are either lying or you are a Zen master, and honestly, I'm a little jealous. Here's the thing, we've all been there. We've all made mistakes. Big ones, small ones, the kind that make you cringe when you think about them at 2 a.m. But here's the secret no one tells you. Those mistakes, they're not the end of the world. In fact, they are often the beginning of something amazing. Take me, for example. A few years ago, I decided to quit my stable job to start my own business. Sounds brave, right? Well, let me tell you, it was less bold career move and more, what on earth was I thinking? I had no plan, no savings, and no idea what I was doing. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. But you know what? That failure led me to discover something even more important, my purpose. And that's what we are talking about today, the power of self-discovery. Because here's the truth. Life isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them, growing through them, and using them to figure out who you really are. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into how you can turn your mess into a message, your struggles into strength, and your "what was I thinking?" moments into aha moments. Oh, and if you are watching this while procrastinating on something important, no judgment. I see you. Let's do this. Part 1. What even is purpose? Alright, let's start with the basics. What the heck is purpose? Anyway, is it like a job? A hobby? A really good avocado toast recipe? Well, not exactly. Purpose is that deep, inner sense of meaning that drives you. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning, other than your alarm blasting in your ear. It's what makes you feel alive, connected, and like you're contributing to something bigger than yourself. But here's the thing, purpose isn't one size fits all. Your purpose isn't going to look like mine, or your best friend's, or that Instagram influencer who's always posting from Bali. And that's okay. Your purpose is as unique as your fingerprint or your Spotify rap playlist. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I don't have a purpose? What if I'm just here to binge watch Netflix and eat tacos? First of all, tacos are a valid life choice. But second, I promise you, you do have a purpose. You might just need to dig a little to find it. And that's where self-discovery comes in. Part 2. The struggle is real. Let's be real. Finding your purpose isn't always a walk in the park. Sometimes it feels more like a hike up a mountain in flip-flops during a thunderstorm. I remember when I was in my mid-20s. I was working this corporate job that looked great on paper. I had a fancy title, a decent salary, and a desk with a view. But every day, I felt like I was playing a character in someone else's movie. I come home exhausted, plop on the couch, and think, is this it? Is this what adulthood is supposed to feel like? One day, I decided to take a risk. I quit my job, packed a backpack, and went traveling for 6 months. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't all Instagram-worthy sunsets and deep philosophical revelations. There were moments when I was sitting in a hostel in the middle of nowhere, eating questionable street food, and thinking, what the heck am I doing with my life? But here's the thing, those moments of discomfort, they were actually the most important part of the journey, because they forced me to ask myself the hard questions. Who am I? What do I really want? And why do I keep eating this questionable street food? The truth is, self-discovery isn't always comfortable. It's messy, It's confusing, and sometimes it feels like you're taking one step forward and two steps back. But that's all part of the process. You got to get a little lost before you can find your way. Part 3. How to start your self-discovery journey. Okay, so now that we've established that self-discovery is a messy but necessary process, let's talk about how to actually do it. Here are 3 steps to get you started. Step 1. Get curious about yourself. Think of yourself as a mystery novel, and you are the detective. What are your passions? Your values? Your weird quirks? For example, I'm obsessed with organizing my bookshelf by color. It's not a problem until it's a problem. Start by asking yourself questions like, what did I love doing as a kid? What makes me lose track of time? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing? Write down your answers. And don't overthink it. This isn't a test. There are no wrong answers unless you say nothing. Then we need to have a serious talk. Step 2. Try new things. Self-discovery is like a buffet. You've got to try a little bit of everything to figure out what you like. Take a class, join a club, or volunteer for something completely out of your comfort zone. I once took a pottery class because I thought it would be relaxing. Spoiler alert, it was not. I ended up with a lopsided mug that looked like it had been made by a drunk raccoon. But you know what? I had fun, and I learned something new about myself, namely, that I should never be allowed near a pottery wheel again. Step 3. Embrace the journey. Here's the hard truth. Self-discovery isn't a one-ending thing. It's a lifelong journey. You are going to change, your priorities are going to shift, and that's okay. The goal isn't to have it all figured out. It's to keep growing, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes along the way. In fact, mistakes are kind of the point. They are how we learn, grow, and figure out what we really want. So if you are feeling stuck, just take a deep breath and remind yourself, I'm not lost. I'm exploring. Conclusion, the call to action. All right, my friends, we've covered a lot today. We've talked about what purpose is, why it's important, and how to start your own journey of self-discovery. And if you take away one thing from this video, let it be this. You are enough just as you are. You don't need to have it all figured out to live a meaningful, fulfilling life. So here's my challenge to you. This week, take one small step toward discovering your purpose. Maybe it's trying something new, journaling about your passions, or simply giving yourself permission to dream big. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being curious, brave, and kind to yourself along the way. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need a little inspiration. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join our community of self-discovery explorers. I'll be sharing more tips, stories, and laughs to help you on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Remember, life is an adventure, and you're the hero of your own story. Now go out there and start exploring. Until next time, take care and keep being awesome. Bye.